Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching the Patreon bonus stories.
And you are our wonderful Patreon patrons.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we just had a fun time hanging out with some of our patrons on our live stream. We'd love for you guys to join us. That's an $8 perk if you want to join us on that. We do that every month. But let's just jump right in here. So, Jesse, what is this? Whoa, did someone just light that Lamborghini on fire?
Yeah, the Lamborghini lit itself on fire.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you light your Lamborghini on fire?
No. The Lamborghinis light themselves on fire.
Why?
Well, this guy was revving a lot outside of, is that the Boston Public Library?
Oh, yeah, that's right there in Boston. Wait, was he going to the library?
No.
Doesn't he know you have to keep it quiet when you're going to a library?
Yeah, so he was clearly over revving in front of the library.
Whoa.
And then he lit his Lamborghini on fire.
Well, what are those firemen doing?
They have to put out the fire.
Do they really need to smash it like that?
I don't care. I mean, look, this jackwagon pulls up in front of a library and is revving his extremely loud car. And then
that's how you attract librarians,
I guess,
Jesse.
Just karma. The world was just like, the whole universe was just like, you know what? This guy.
This isn't the first time we've seen this.
No, that's true. It's not like some magical universe. You know, I'm saying it's karma. It's not really karma. Lamborghinis light themselves on fire. They get everything really hot if you've been over revving all day. And then you're spewing fuel
gas
rich
fumes. Yeah. It's kind of like our flamethrower behind us.
Right. You're spewing unburnt fuel out of the exhaust system, and then all it takes is one little bit to catch on fire.
Some plastic.
Right. And then it lights the back end of your car.
And you don't hear
fire.
it, or you don't even hear the people around you yelling and screaming because you're going, "Arr!"
Right. So then you finally get out of the car.
And so then these wonderful Boston firefighters, I guess they're unleashing some of their like pent up.
Screw this guy. I love how they're chopping it into pieces.
It's a good way to practice using your tools. Right. And also they have to get to the bottom of it. They have to get the fire out.
Right. And I mean, I also want to just take a look at this because this is a long video. I mean, we've been showing it to you practically the entire time. Yeah. And the fire isn't out. Lots of people say, oh, firefighters don't know how to, work on a Tesla and they won't touch it. And it's like, do they know how to work a Lamborghini?
Right.
Because Lamborghinis catch on fire all the time.
Right.
And it seems like these guys are not the most experienced in it, or at least it's not made, there's no place where you can stop the fire or anything like that.
I love that they're using the jaws of life and they're using the big cutter and they're just like ripping pieces off of it.
It really seems like they're just chopping it into pieces so they can give it to all their friends. Which is what I would do. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, Mikey, you want a piece of a Lamborghini? That's what I would do. Screw that guy.
Here's the thing. Is he going to get just a new Lamborghini from the insurance company? I mean...
No.
No?
No.
I feel like if you own a Lambo, you have good insurance.
Or you really don't.
I don't know.
I think you probably really don't.
I hope not in this case. But I don't know.
What a jerk. Talking about...
Oh, and just one other thing.
Oh, yeah?
That just irks me. After you rip apart the car and all those fluids... Because you got to pour water on it, so all the oil and all of the other awful fluids in the car, they just get washed down the drain and out into our rivers.
Out into the Boston Harbor, that dirty water. Or it's been lit alight and has been burned and it's just wafting down city streets.
And just we're breathing it.
Right. You're just like, what's that awful smell?
What's that Lamborghini smell? I'm so hungry.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And
well, speaking of tearing down another car, this came out from Bloomberg. And I don't know, should we show it?
Yeah, we'll show some of it.
Okay.
Detroit, a city you'd associate with building cars at a massive scale. In an engineering warehouse north of the city, we found a man who tears them apart, piece by piece. His latest project, Tesla's Model 3.
Monroe & Associates does quite a bit of engineering work, mostly in reverse engineering and benchmarking of vehicles.
The manufacturing guru and his engineers tore down 2 Model 3s and compared it to a BMW i3 and Chevy Bolt. Their conclusion, Tesla are ahead of the game in all areas but one. The car's body is too complex, expensive, heavy, and difficult to build.
This car has a lot of good features and a few bad ones, and I'm standing in front of the worst one right now. This is the reason that I feel Tesla has problems. The body in white and the closures that go along with it are not designed for manufacturability. They don't do a good job at part count. The weights are too high. The body is much too stiff. The wheel wells, for instance, have 9 parts to make up what would normally be 1 part in a conventional car. They use so many different fastening methods, it's incredible. I mean, it just goes on. And in many cases, the design is so poor that I'm surprised no one caught it long before it got into production.
The Model 3 they analysed had a sticker price of about $50,000 according to Munro. He estimates the car would cost about $34,700 to build. That means a gross profit margin of about 30%, but there's a catch. Munro believes it would cost that much to build if it was built at a conventional car factory. The Model 3 was built at Tesla's Fremont factory, where they employ 10,000 people and robotics. The cost of labour and automation is high.
35–40% of the people could probably disappear from that factory based on what I know about car plants, and that would have to happen after they strip out a lot of the robots. Had this product been built in a conventional Ford, Toyota, whoever kind of plant, this thing would have been a brilliant design. It would have entered the marketplace in unbelievable fashion. They could have clobbered everybody. No one would have been able to catch up.
Munro and Associates are excited by the Model 3's battery, developed with Panasonic, which gives the car more range than anything else on the market.
What they put together for making this battery module is a brilliant piece of engineering, and I don't think there are many people that could help them make it better. Their battery management system is one of the best I've seen. This is probably going to be a very long-lasting battery pack.
All cars need a motor, and according to Munro, the Model 3's electric motor is one of the best. And in the world of automotive, every dollar and every kilo counts. Munro's analysis costs the Tesla motor out at $754 with a weight of 46 kilos. The BMW i3 has a more expensive motor at $841 and weighs slightly more. The Chevy Bolt motor is also more expensive at $836 and weighs the most at 51.9 kilos. Sandy says Tesla also outshines in performance.
This is wicked fast. This is a much more agile, more exciting motor to have than its Chevy Bolt or BMW i3 counterpart.
Munro and Associates are still unsure what type of motor the Model 3 has, pending further analysis. But they've discovered a unique magnet design which they think gives the Model 3 its impressive performance.
These are neodymium magnets. They're actually 4 magnets, and they're literally glued together. This gives us something that's entirely different. It's called the Halbach effect. It gives you different performance characteristics. This is one of the things we think is what gives Tesla a little bit extra oomph.
Tesla declined to comment on Munro's latest findings, but the models Munro reviewed were built in 2017, and Musk has previously said in response to the firm's analysis that Tesla's processes have got more efficient since then. He's also acknowledged the body shop can still be more efficient. Munro says Musk should go back and benchmark his car against well-established methods for designing and building cars. At stake, potentially faster production and higher margins, something investors are watching very closely. Ed Ludlow, Bloomberg News, Detroit.
Here's the thing. Here's the takeaway for me. They built the car to be safe. They didn't build it for manufacturability in the way that a Kia would build their cars.
Here's the thing. This is Bloomberg, okay? If I brought my report back to you, editor of Bloomberg, wouldn't you say to me, so Zach, do you know anything about making cars? Did you talk to some experts? So this is true that Tesla is just a bunch of clueless engineers that doesn't know how to make a car because, I don't know, it's the safest car in the world.
Right.
And everyone loves it. So maybe could you go back and do some more interviews and check your facts a little bit?
Right.
Before you just make these assertions that they don't know. Basically, you're saying, I've been seeing cars built my whole life, and there's no reason why you would build it this complicated.
Right. unless it was the safest car in the world.
Exactly.
But I mean, a lot of baseless FUD. It's just all. It's
know.
always been baseless, but now it's just so.
But here's the thing: you see
obvious.
something, and you have a name associated with it. Okay, Bloomberg. I must take this seriously.
Right.
It shows you that you're being given either outright lies or half truths, or basically just steering you down a course that's not true.
Right.
And these are from trusted sources, supposedly.
And I mean, again, they're saying, "Oh, it wasn't built for manufacturability. They'll never turn a profit on it."
They are.
They're turning a profit on it. They're making a profit in their entire company by millions of dollars.
They're a new company, okay?
Right.
They're just started, but it's
Right.
like baby, okay? And they're already making 20% margins.
That's insane.
It's insane.
That's insane.
That's why everyone is like, what?
right. Everyone who's now finally like they can't ignore profitability, like a profitable company that everyone's been saying was unprofitable. Now that they're hearing it and they're looking into it, they're going, "What was I thinking?" They're just like, "Oh,
But this is another FUD. This is supposed to show you, well, yeah, they're profitable, but that's because they don't know what they're doing. And this car's being made crazy. It's a crazy car.
Right.
And so what that you don't understand it? Go try and find out why.
Right.
Go ask Tesla.
Right.
Did anyone even think to go, I have this question. Hello, Tesla. Could you tell me why you designed it this way? And I'm sure they'd tell you.
Right.
I'm sure they'd say, oh, yeah, because we wanted to beef up that part. Because if you get hit there, that'll do something bad.
Right. You can't just take your experience of like, oh, I've been in the automotive world for 30 years.
Right. This is how
it's not
Kia
worth
does it.
anything anymore.
No, it's not.
There's new stuff happening, and you can't just be like, well, I know. This isn't the Middle Ages. You can't be like, well, I know how to make swords, and if you're making swords out of copper, then you don't know what you're doing.
But
like,
here's-
that would make sense.
But here's
this is different.
But here's the other thing: it's only different because Tesla's doing it differently. All these other car companies, they do it that way. That's why they're just like, well, Kia does it that way, Ford does it that way, because they all don't care about your safety.
Right.
They just want to make a cheaper car. Oh, can you save 6 cents? Save 6 cents.
Right. Excellent. We will put
right.
the 6 cents in a little bank account somewhere, and we'll seal it away.
Yes.
Even though we're not making any money on the car because it's not safe and no one wants to buy it.
All right. What are these guys doing? What's going on here?
They're stealing a Tesla.
Wait. So these guys in Epping, Essex, are trying to do what? How are they getting into the car?
So they're exploiting the key fob. What they're doing is they're basically boosting the signal of the key fob. So the key fob is saying, I'm a key fob, and it has a certain
Wait. So if they
range.
already have the key fob, why don't they just use it?
They don't have the key fob.
Where
key
is it?
fob is locked away in the house.
Oh, wait. So behind us in the shot is a house.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's sitting. Oh, okay.
So the key fob's saying, hello, I'm a key fob. Well, if you're my car and you're within my range, you should unlock. And
So-
basically the guy's walking over there with a tablet and probably some attachment to the tablet, which says,
I'm a key fob.
which takes the key fob signal and boosts it. So now all of a sudden it's going, I'm a key fob. If you're within my range, you should unlock. So the car unlocks and they're
All
able
right, but
to
now
drive away
why are
with
they
it.
having trouble unplugging it?
Oh, that's because they don't know how a Tesla works. Yeah, but they finally do unlock it and they drive it away.
And it's sad because they shut off they disabled remote access so it can't be tracked. So not even Tesla can track it.
Right.
So it's probably in parts now.
So, first of all, a couple things here. One is you should please enable pin to drive. This would
Wait, slow down. What's pin to drive?
pin to drive. Basically, you get in the car, and before you can drive away, you have to enter in a little pin.
Oh.
Inconvenient, but this would have prevented these thieves from
Yes.
stealing the car because they would have unlocked the car.
Wait,
they
so
would
this
have
is
sat
something you
down.
can do in any car then, right?
No, this is only Teslas that has pin to drive. So
Really?
yeah, so you can do that. You can also disable passive entry.
What does that do?
Basically, when the fob says, hello, I'm a fob, listen to me, unlock. The car, instead of unlocking, you actually have to press the button to unlock it. Oh. So that's passive entry.
So wait, so there's two huge solutions to this problem.
Yes, disable passive entry and enable pin to drive.
And your Tesla's safe.
your
I should go
Tesla's
do that right now. Because, I mean, even though you think your driveway's safe, we all do, you're not going to hear the car starting up in the
Right.
middle of the night.
Third thing, put an independent tracker on your car.
Oh, Trackamo.
Trackamo. We've shown Trackamo before.
Yeah.
We'll put a little video link up there. Interesting little thing. It's like $100 gadget. You pay, I think, $60 a year to pay for the GPS tracking.
And they don't know it's there.
We have one. We also have one with a bigger battery, so you can get the battery attachment, which lasts like 30 days.
Although, honestly, I feel like if you do the pin to drive thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you live in an area where you think that your car is going to be stolen, seems like Europe is way worse than the United States in terms of cars actually.
I hear a
getting stolen.
lot of these cars end up in the Middle East.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, if you want to track your car so that way you can get those guys, then you could do it that way.
All right, so let's go talk about this one. Let's just watch it.
Tesla and more hot water. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the FBI has opened up an investigation that Tesla has misstated performance of the production of their Model 3 sedan and about the company's business going back to early last year. Gary B., apparently you know the difference between a blimp and a Zeppelin. Apparently I don't, but you also have been very big about Tesla's financials the last couple of years. Gary B., what do you make of this?
Well, it's interesting. I kind of thought when they came out with these last numbers, John, I did not, spread this around and say anything because I don't have any basis. But my gut feel says it just seems a little off. They had to beat, and all of a sudden they came up with these miraculous numbers. I don't know if anything's there. I'm not maligning Tesla in any way. It just seems the timing of it is a little off. Besides that, even if the numbers are right, as we've talked about, I think Tesla is in a battle that they cannot win, and regardless, I would avoid the stock.
I watched for a couple of years as every quarter Elon Musk would announce production numbers for the next quarter, and every quarter they would miss by a mile. And I always ask the question, are regulators going to look at this? And they never did until he finally did that, famous tweet. There are a lot of smart people that actually are looking for forensic accountants to look at this latest report because, man, it went from the outhouse to the penthouse over one quarter. So I gather this will play out in time, but there's still a lot of suspicion about their numbers. And keep in mind, the stock is still 70 points below the recent high.
And quality is a question as well. Yes, you can reach those production targets of 5,000 Model 3s a week, but there have been reports and people have looked under the hood, and a lot of these vehicles come out with a lot of defects and may not be road ready. So there are questions about, how do you actually look at this number? How do you even gauge Tesla's worth at this point? But I got to say, don't you think that was I thought it was a brilliant move when he moved up the earnings date to try to kill the shorts, just to say, hey, I'm going to get back at you at least once.
Look, I think he's a pretty brilliant guy, and he's had a brilliant idea and a brilliant concept. But, sometimes the creator, the entrepreneur, if you would, isn't necessarily the best company manager, right? And so, he's been moved out of that position in part because of his tweet. But it makes you wonder, John, should he never have even gone public to begin with? I mean, I know he needed the money and the scale that the public markets could afford, but given his sort of eccentric personality, do you think that they might have been better off being nurtured and even, having more input, say, from the private equity industry rather than the public markets?
Yeah, Trish, that's a great question. And the problem with Elon Musk right now is the public perception. Where Bezos comes out, he raised the $15 minimum wage. He goes out and he says, I'm going to work with the Department of Defense. He's completely gone from the pariah 6 months ago to the golden child right now, both conservatives and liberals. Elon Musk just doesn't play the game well. But if he wasn't in the capital markets, he couldn't raise money like he does right now, at least in my opinion. This company, to me, as far as these numbers, this company is bankrupt. This is the easiest short in the world if it weren't for Elon Musk. And no one has made money long-term betting against Elon Musk.
And you're right. The big enchilada going forward in the next year is they have to raise a lot of money, and a strong market and low interest rates have enabled them. They were able to come out with yields in the 5s. Those yields should have been in the 10s for the bonds they floated. So it's going to get interesting especially if markets continue to head south and interest rates go higher.
But do you think they make the convertible? Do they pay out the $1 billion in converts that they have to make in March of next year if their share prices don't hit $350 or $360 or so? I think that's still in doubt.
I think they're probably in the midst of a lot of talks right now, raising dollars with who knows who at this point.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Gary, there's also a serious problem with Elon Musk himself. He has levered himself significantly for Tesla stock. And if this stock reportedly gets down around 240, 250, he's going to have margin calls on his own stock. He's got some real problems right here if he can't keep this stock moving, which is one of the reasons he puts out this stuff on Twitter.
Do you see what I'm talking about? First of all, you're smart people out there. Did any of those people make any sense to you? You know a lot about Tesla. You watch the show. Wasn't it all just crap?
It was basically borderline liable.
Yeah. They call themselves financial analysts and financial reporters.
Right. And he's going, well, they must have cooked the books.
Now, I don't have any hard facts, but And then he goes on to say that basically there's no way that they could have been profitable unless they had cooked the books.
Right.
We need to get forensic accountants in there. What do you need? You want to count the number of Model 3s and then multiply that by the price? That's what they did.
Right.
Do you not believe that they made all those cars? Because we can show you on the show every week. We've got all the people who are getting the Model 3s.
Dozens and dozens of people.
You're passing them on the road.
Right. It's infuriating. However,
but I don't think we should let a CEO who's like an entrepreneur. He shouldn't run the company. Right. Entrepreneurs don't run companies. Yeah. Have Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
Right.
They don't run companies.
It's a load of bullshit. It's really frustrating. You know what? It's good because it's
why is it good?
It's nice because it's a little 3-minute video, right?
Yeah.
Just sums up all the arguments you're going to hear at the water cooler, and they're freaking paper thin. You can poke holes in them all day long. I mean, there's no backing up any of this.
This company is bankrupt if it weren't for Elon Musk. Well, that is both the most profound and stupidest statement in one.
Yes, this company wouldn't exist without Elon Musk. Absolutely.
Right.
What are you insinuating?
He's implying that basically if Elon Musk didn't go around lying all the time, it would have been bankrupt. Also, Elon Musk made the company and it makes amazing things. And yes, it was Elon Musk that made this happen, but it's not because he's lying about it. Everything he said comes true, maybe a little late, but that's true of anybody who predicts anything.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating. How about some good news, Justin?
All right, here's some good news. So Tyler, the Creator, he is a rapper.
I thought he was Tyler, the Sleeper.
Kind of a wild guy. He fell asleep at the wheel behind his Model X. He was going fast.
Yeah.
Smashed into a parked SUV, knocked the SUV 50 feet down the road, and then walked away.
Yeah.
He is alive and
about
kicking, and he's fine. Look at that car. Look at the SUV. Look at the thing that he hit. Look at his car.
He would be dead.
Walked away. If he was in any other car, he'd be dead dead.
He then tweeted out to Elon afterwards, my big doopy ass usually go to sleep 10:30, wake up 7 error morn, and guess who wanted to finish music super late and dozed off for a few seconds while driving home? I'm a dumbass bitch, but Lil Mama don't have a scratch. I'm lucky.
Which translates basically to I fell asleep at the wheel, I got into a horrible accident, and I'm completely fine.
Then he said, I calmly jumped out of the back and called the people. Thanks, Elon, for the excessive airbags. You a cutie. Good day, sir. And here's the best part of the story. Watch this. This is the guy whose car it was that got smashed into.
This is like the second time my car's been it's totaled for sure. This is the second time. So I was like, damn at first, but find out Tyler the Creator hit it. Probably gonna get a decent check.
I don't know if this is the best part of the story because that guy thinks he's gonna get some magic check.
No, he's not.
He's gonna get the Kelly Blue Book value of his Honda CRV. He's gonna get what,
$6,000 or something? Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck,
and
buddy.
a story to tell. That's it.
I know. That's really
But what Jesse's saying is so true. This guy fell asleep in a Model X, and at least he was honest about it. Most people lie and say, a cat jumped out of the road. Right. He fell asleep, and he's alive today because the car is one of the safest cars. It's the third safest car in the world.
Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. It's really amazing what they've been able to do.
He was obviously flying down the road.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sticking with us, Patreons.
Yeah.
You're keeping us sane.
It's so fun to do Patreon bonus stories every week. We will always, I think, do Patreon bonus stories every week.
Yeah.
It's a great perk. It's just so nice to get all of you in one place. And, for those of you who have just joined, welcome to the Patreon community. We hope to be coming up with even more perks and enhancements and ways for you guys to communicate with each other. We're working on coming up with a Discord. I think that's something that we're going to be working on in the next couple weeks. Making one, ironing out some of the kinks, and doing some testing. And then we'll hopefully roll it out to you guys. We're thinking probably a $3 perk level.
I think so. That's going to be cool.
Just a way for everyone to be able to communicate back and forth with each other.
It could be life-changing for some people.
Yeah. I mean, we really want, because you guys are full of opportunities.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but each one of you, a lot of you guys are really interesting.
Do you know what an opportunity looks like? It's you.
Right.
People.
Right.
And we've got the best people from around the world.
And we want to interconnect you guys because, you already have something to talk about.
Right.
Just this show.
Right.
But I think that you all have very common goals
and also
lives.
common questions. Like some of you
true.
have questions about solar or cars, and a lot of you know the answers. you
True.
know?
And I mean, yeah, I just can't wait to see some of the positive outcomes that putting you all together in a chat room and saying,
because this is no YouTube comment thing. This
No.
is not. This is about actually making differences.
Right. And I mean, yeah, the YouTube comments is no place to hold discourse because as soon as you say something, someone's going to walk in and be like, hey, no, you dumb. I don't. Yeah. They're going to do all that. And it's just, ugh. But this.
I didn't know Christopher Walken lived in the comments.
No, that's Christopher
Crazy
Walken's.
Christopher.
That's Jonathan Walker, his crazy brother who lives in the comment section. It's just like, you read the comment section. Sometimes you're just like, okay,
I know.
We'll get rid of all these people. Basically, we won't get rid of them
from the comments.
We have our own separate area. This is our nice, this is the gated community or the VIP section
VIP
of
lounge.
the club. Yeah, this is the lounge area where hopefully we will all.
So people come up to the bar and they're
And you
like,
go, "Ah,
and you go, oh, just come this way, sir. We have a special place for you.
well, they get to live in the comment section, but hopefully you guys get to
hang out
and
talk about cool stuff. Because I mean, in a Discord, it'll be a lot like a Slack. There'll be channels, places where you guys can go talk about. I don't know what they call it in Discord, but
they're channels.
Yeah. So you can talk
It'll
about the
be,
thing you want to talk about, and you can set up a channel. Like I want to talk about solar. And great, go talk about it.
Yeah.
Like,
So hopefully it's going to be fruitful. We'll have to do some testing and we'll have to check it out. So anyway, thank you so much for being Patreons of the show. We couldn't do this every week without you because we just couldn't.
He's speechless.
Do it. I just thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.
Now you know.
Now you know.